Cancer. Sometimes a situation has to get so difficult and so painful for us to make a change. It can be that we stay in a situation that we know is not good for us, or maybe this is we entertain thoughts that we know are not really helping or empowering us, but we keep telling ourselves these lies about ourselves, how we're not good enough, or we keep connecting to a friend who's a real frenemy and a backstabber, or we keep being involved in this relationship that's toxic or this workplace, whatever it is for you. We keep involving ourselves, even though we know logically it's not good enough. We stay in that energy, in that situation, because it hasn't quite become painful enough. But as soon as something happens and you cross a certain threshold, that's when you know, and you get this tower moment, this jolt inside, that you cannot be in this anymore. You cannot deal with this situation anymore. It's unbearable now, the pain. So this seems like a specific reading, and if it's not for you, that's okay, but it seems like a heavy reading, so it is important it comes out because somebody I'm connecting to today is going through a difficult situation. Now, the scale of this situation may vary from Cancer to Cancer. Doesn't matter where your Cancer placement is. For some of you, it's a pretty brutal situation that's really gut-wrenching and painful. For others of you, you're in a situation that is just not valuable to you, undesirable, and you haven't really been able to break the chains and free yourself until this moment, or a moment that's coming up, in which you're going to really start to feel just how unbearable this whole thing has been and how it will continue to be. Okay? So we're here to tell the truth. We're here for the highest good of all. And this message might be difficult for some, but hopefully it will be helpful and give you the confirmation that you need to really free yourself. The other thing, I'll show you the cards I got in a second. We'll pull out some more tarot. But the other thing I want to say is that, how do I say that, Spirit? Well, I'm hearing threshold again. It's like there's a certain threshold, right? So we might allow something that is toxic in our life, and we keep kind of putting up with it because it mirrors or echoes the way that we treat ourselves. So say we have, I don't know, a jealous friend who's constantly making us feel like shit because they're jealous, you know, that kind of thing. We may put up with them because we feel inside that maybe we don't deserve better, or this is just what friendships look like, or maybe there is something about me that is wrong and therefore they have every right to treat me that way. You know, like we have a subconscious belief about ourselves that justifies the kind of toxicity we allow. Now, whether we know what that subconscious belief is or not, it's going to vary, and it takes some time to unearth that knowledge of why we're allowing something to happen. But then when that person crosses a threshold and the nastiness goes to a 10 or goes to an extreme, and it goes further than the negative way that we treat ourselves, that's when that tower happens and we see that this is not fair, this is not right. They've crossed a threshold. So the card that I got for you to represent the theme of this reading is Magician's Sword, Confidence in Your Magic, which is a beautiful card, Cancer, and it's telling you that you have the power, the magic, and the confidence to cut some cord that is binding you or holding you back from living in your dreams, in what you desire for yourself in the present moment or for the future. You can step boldly into some new path And something has happened. We're at a critical moment here, a critical juncture in your situation where things are becoming unbearable. The tower has happened. You see someone for who they are. They're treating you way worse than you would ever treat yourself. And so now Spirit is handing you that sword because you are ready to cut that cord. And this is your confirmation that yes, you should cut that cord. The energies that are supporting you, Cancer, trapped. I actually love this for you because this is telling me that you're at this point where you're like, I can't, I got to get out. I got to get out. The walls are closing in. It's too much. It's too much. And that is your, I'm hearing your ecosystem. Interesting. Your ecosystem or your internal system. It's an alarm clock. I'm hearing an alarm clock going off. It's your instincts telling you something's not right, we're in danger. And you can thank those feelings, even though they feel horrible and uncomfortable. But you can thank your feelings of fear and all of that because they are alerting you that it is time to get out of this. This is an alarm clock that you're feeling inside, just like rattling. Some of you might be trying to hit snooze and ignore it and hit snooze, but it's not going to stop going off until you cut this cord. And not the cord to the alarm clock. I mean the cord to whatever toxic situation this is. Don't ignore what you're feeling inside. It's telling you something. Your body is wise beyond years. You hold genetic imprints and information from your ancestors. That stirring in your stomach, that gut punch you feel, the heart palpitations, all of that, there's information there. And yes, some of that can be trauma responses and things like that are maybe unwarranted in other situations. But in this particular reading, that is not the case. It is very clear to me. Spirit is giving me this message very clearly because somebody really needs to hear it. Listen to the alarm clock. The energy's challenging you. Cancer, I heard Pisces there. Maybe you have Pisces in your chart, or maybe you're dealing with a Pisces, is the prisoner. Trapped is supporting you, and prisoner is the challenge. Well, lucky for you, you have the magician's sword to cut through these chains. So you could feel like, okay, Andy, I feel trapped. This sucks, but I don't know what to do now. I don't know where to go. I don't know how to handle this situation. What's going to come next? Those are just thoughts and fears. The reality is there is something coming around the corner that is going to be way more beneficial for you than whatever is going on now. So let's go there first, and then we'll pull out some tarot. So once Cancer cuts this cord, there we are. Look at this, the lotus, the past, transcendence, and evolution. This is your future, Cancer. This is what's in the future once this cord is cut. This lotus opens up. And yes, lotus flowers grow in the mud. So whatever muddy situation you find yourself in now, you are going to blossom from it. You are going to grow from it. You will find peace. You will transcend this. Now, it might take some time for some of you. I don't know. But how you deal with this situation, whether you decide to wield your magic sword for your own empowerment or not, will determine how your soul evolves. And Spirit 100% wants you to cut this cord, Cancer. 100%. I'm hearing it has been written. It's in your contract, your soul's contract. It has been written. It has been written. Spirit wants you to cut this contract. Okay. What is it here that you want me to say? Repairing the veil, forgiveness. I feel like for some of you, you need to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for getting in a hot situation, sticky situation, a situation where you're now looking at like, what the hell? Why'd I do this? Why'd they do this? Forgiveness is key here. For yourself, I feel. Forgiveness for someone else and their actions might come later, but right now, forgiveness for yourself is what will help you loosen these chains. Because there's some kind of guilt and shame that is keeping you stuck. And whoever you're dealing with might be playing on this guilt and shame, tightening those chains with each jab. Whoa, Cancer. I haven't had a message like this for any sign for a long time. For some of you, this is a cycle that's come back around. And you're upset about that. Like, how did I let this happen? It's okay. It's okay. You're going to learn from it. You're going to evolve from it. Forgive yourself. I'm hearing something about a back or back injury. Repairing the veil. Okay. It's not too late to change how the end of the story happens. Let's get into the tarot and see what's going on for you, Cancer. Look at this strength at the bottom. I'm hearing something like you are stronger than 1,000 knights or something like that, but I'm hearing knights as in like N-I-G-H-T, like the knight. But maybe it's also knights with a K. You're as strong as 1,000 knights. Maybe this is something that's gone on for 1,000 nights. I don't know. Okay, let's see. You are as strong as 1,000 nights. Hold on a second. Let me just... I feel like that might be something. 1,000 nights. 1001 Nights is a collection of Middle Eastern folk tales compiled in the Arabic language during the Islamic Golden Age. Maybe there's something there for someone. You want to look at that if that's resonating for you. Yeah, I feel like, well, it's a collection of stories, right? You are stronger than the yes, that's what the message is. You are stronger than the collection of stories that have been fed to you about who you are, or that you've been telling yourself about who you are. You are stronger than that. Those are myths. So I don't know who's been telling you what about yourself, but it's about time you realize that it's been fiction. And that the truth is you are very strong. You are magical. And Spirit is giving you the strength. I'm hearing in your words. Spirit is giving you the strength in your words to cut the cord. It's interesting. I'm wearing, well, it's kind of my pajama top. Sunday, I'm tired. But it says on it, can't be tamed. And I was like, oh, maybe I should change. But I was like, nope, we're just going to do the reading. But I feel like with that strength card coming out in the Lion, it's like, don't forget that, Cancer. You can't be tamed. And the guilt and the shame is being used against you, either by yourself or by someone else, or maybe a combo of the two, to keep you shackled. You can't be tamed. You cannot be trapped. You won't be trapped. You're going to use this sword now to free yourself. Okay? So let's see your overall energy, Cancer. The sacred fire, the rebirthing bonfire. The 10 of Pentacles, the oyster of Metatron. Maybe Metatron is going to be an important symbol for you, Metatron's cube or the Archangel Metatron. Could be something that you want to think about. Metatron was a big part of my awakening. So that could be for somebody. You are going through a rebirth, and yes, it is by fire, which means that there is a purification happening, but it's pretty difficult. And I did say, because when I said you got yourself in a hot situation, I was like, that's a weird choice of word, but it came through. You did get yourself in a hot situation, but there's something about this situation that needed to be hot. The heat. The train's just going by. I don't know if you heard it. Something needed, that's it. Something needed to get your attention. The heat was turned up to get your attention. Your rebirth, Cancer, this thing that's happening is part of your rebirth, and your rebirth is so much bigger than you can even fathom right now. You have no idea where you're going to be 3 years from now. I mean, you might have an idea, but when you get there, I don't know why Spirit's giving me 3, but that's what I'm getting. When you get there, 3 years from then, you're going to look back and your perspective and your perception is going to be so, so different. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take 3 years for you to move into a better space. No, of course not. But there's something about 3 years from now. You're going to look back at this time in your life and you're going to realize that you went through a rebirth through the sacred fire of this experience. I don't remember what sign it was. It could have been Gemini. I think it was Gemini. And this reading kind of reminds me of a Gemini reading that I did a long, long time ago. And it was called This Has to End. Okay? So if you want to look at that, if there's Gemini in your chart or if you're dealing with a Gemini, that might resonate with you. My readings are timeless. There's a whole Gemini playlist. I think it's in my most popular videos as well, so you can find it that way. But in Gemini's reading, I was talking to them about how a pearl is formed. And some people think it's from a piece of sand getting in there and then slowly turning into a pearl, but it's actually a virus that gets in between the layers of the oyster's shell and creates an irritation. And the oyster starts to excrete this substance that to ease the irritation it feels in between its layers. And this is all symbolic and metaphorical, of course, in order to soothe itself and free itself from that irritation. And then over time, what's created is a pearl. And Spirit's showing me right now what you're doing is you're releasing some energy, that rebirth in the fire. You're releasing some energy to turn this virus, this thing that's been feeding off of you, into your soul's ascension, the tree of life, into your pearl, into your awakening, your 10 of Pentacles, the beginning of your new path. And deep in your soul, you know this. So not only have you gotten to this point where it's too damn uncomfortable now and it's too painful and it's too hard, and for some of you it could be really horrific. Not only is that pushing you to cut the cord and deliver the final blow here, but it's also this whisper in your soul saying, Cancer, this is just the beginning. There's so much coming, so much beautiful experiences to unfold in your life. This is not it. This is not it for you. And maybe you can hear that whisper if you sit really still with yourself. Let that whisper guide you, okay? Because it's true. So let's see what opportunities are coming up for you, Cancer. What opportunities are coming up for Cancers? Okay, we'll take it. There's a lot, but we have the 3 of Pentacles, the 3 wise masters. I always think of this as your guides, looking down on you, supporting you. They're there to counsel you. The Mask, It says the hidden wolf. Two of Pentacles, the juggling snake. The Nine of Cups, the pelican, the contented pelican. King of Wands, the glowing white stag. Stags might be significant for you. And the devil. Okay, so this is the irritant. This is the virus. This is the vampire. This is the soul sucker. This is what's keeping you trapped. And again, for some of you, it could be an aspect of yourself. Okay? Which is okay. You're going to work through that. You're going to repair the veil with that part of yourself. That might be really hard, but it's possible. Okay? For others of you, this is a job, a person in your life. You know who this is. Okay? And there's something about this situation that Spirit wants to draw your attention to, where you have been content. The contented pelican. The Nine of Cups, where it's like, I don't know what that is for everyone, but it's like I was saying in the beginning, it's something hasn't been uncomfortable enough until this point. And you need to figure out why it hasn't felt uncomfortable enough. Like, what is it that tipped you over the edge, and why not earlier? I don't know, something about finding that out for yourself, unpacking that for yourself will really help you to see things clearly. This person could have been giving you money, a lot of compliments, gifts, or maybe breadcrumbing you in some way. I don't know, but they've been keeping you content. Even though you know they are clearly somebody who is an egomaniac, I'm hearing. Power struggle. There's power struggles here. For those of you, this is about work. There's a stolen, something has been stolen. I don't know. This could be something about a Christmas or maybe even a party of some sort. Something went down. I don't know. This seems very specific. I'm hearing Katie there. Okay, if that's not you, don't worry. Two of Pentacles in the Mask. You know that this person with this juggling card, it's like or this situation, they go back and forth. Mr. and Mrs. Nice Guy, Mr. and Mrs. Devil from the pits of hell. You know, maybe some of you don't know who you're getting on any given day. Maybe you can predict it. But it's like you've already seen the mask slip. Your guides are here. They're with you. They're supporting you. Okay, so your opportunity is to trust your own eyes, to trust your own mind, to trust your own heart that is screaming at you, telling you, Cancer, you see this for what it is. You see it. So tell me a little bit more about the block here with the Prisoner. Tell me a little bit more about the block for Cancer. This is very specific. But at the same time, I want to tell you, Cancer, even though this is very specific, you're not alone in this experience. Watch how many people will resonate with this. Watch how many people read the comments, leave a comment, let one another know that you're not alone in this. Okay? Which is important for you to know because there are people, real people, 3D people out there who will support you and who have your back if you open up and let them into what you're going through and what you're experiencing. There's a good friend some of you have you can lean on. For some of you, I'm hearing HR. For some of you, this is about work, okay? Something about a chef here. But the point is, you're not alone. Okay. 5 of Swords and the 4 of Wands. The white scorpion versus the black scorpion and the beaming vessel, the turtle. Some of you could be seeing turtles, bunnies, rabbits. I mean, yeah. The block. Some of you could be fearful about a home, something to do with your home, losing your home, or putting someone out of their home. Something about stability and security. Your family you could be worried about. The block, in essence, is a fear of being attacked. It's a fear of being attacked by someone's shadow because you've seen their shadow. And that's a valid fear. It's not something you should just get over that, Cancer. No, you should, like I was saying, you should pay attention to that fear because it's telling you something. So some of you want to take stock, take note, okay, of what your fears can lie to you, but fears can also be really big sources of information. This is where discernment comes in. And also, that's why Spirit was saying that. And also talking to someone else to get an outside opinion. That can also help you discern what you should do in your situation. Okay, so let's get some advice because the fear is pretty real here. But the fear is, I feel like, that you don't trust yourself. Okay? That's why we started with this whole, like, really trust what's going on inside your body. It's not lying to you. Because your mind is a little bit, like, all over the place. And that has to do with that guilt and shame. Your guilt and shame wounds have been triggered. And they're doing the talking right now. The hidden inner strength. The shadow cat. But you are stronger than 1,000 nights. You are stronger than you think. You have to pull on that hidden strength within you to come out and fight for yourself, free yourself. So what's your advice, Spirit? The 9 of Pentacles, the tranquil spotted doe, and the 7 of Cups. I'm hearing right away you have options. The tentacles of illusion. You have options. I also feel like strength at the bottom. Really look at this image. I feel like this image is important for someone. Maybe you want to even pause the video, take a screenshot. Look at this card. This is the El Goliath Tarot, by the way. This is you. This lion here. Okay, I'm hearing you're stronger than the sum of your parts. Maybe some of you are doing parts work, or I don't know what this is, or everything feels like it's in pieces. 9 of Pentacles for your advice. This is Spirit saying you have the resources that you need. You might need to do a little bit of digging to find out how you can access those resources, but they're there for you. They're available to you. You have options. You are going to be fine. I'm hearing you are smart. Okay. Justice and the Starseed. And the Queen of Wands at the bottom. Look, Spirit is protecting you because you're a starseed. Okay? I mean, we all are, really. At least that's my belief. It's just a matter if we remember it or not. I was actually thinking, I was listening to, I don't know why this is coming through, but it's for a reason. Okay, whatever happens in a reading, I take as part of the message. I was watching something earlier today about someone giving themselves a living funeral. So before they died, they had a funeral for themselves. It was really touching. I was like bawling, crying. I have a Cancer in Venus, so I'm a little sappy at times. But it was really beautiful. And I was thinking, like, where do we go when we die? You know, like all those kinds of questions. And I don't know, I got this image of all the stars in the sky. I know, that's been said before. But it really resonated. It really resonated in that moment. And that's what I'm seeing here for you too, the starseed. Like, maybe you need to know that your star family is with you, looking down on you with your guides, or there's somebody who's crossed over, who's there above you, shining a light for you. Justice in the starseed, spirit, I'm hearing knows your karma. Spirit knows your karma. And they're giving you this message because they're telling you, regardless of what you've done, that you feel guilt and shame about, whatever has gone on in your life, they're seeing you as a lotus flower. They're seeing you as a soul and energy that has transcended, that's evolved. They know your past, the past you in the stars before you got here, the past you've had in this life. And they want what's best for you. You want what's best for you. When I say they, like your guides and spirit, I also mean you. You're part of them. You want what's best for you. And you will have that justice as soon as you use this beautiful sword you've been given to cut this cord. Cancer, I'm going to go into an extended reading. In the extended, I go a layer deeper into this message. The link for that is in the description box below. If you don't want to come to that or you can't, then just trust that you received exactly what you needed to here. I love you so much. Maybe we should read this. Yeah, let's read this card and we'll close it out there. Number 37. Some of you could be 37 right now. Confidence in your magic. Nothing can stop you, the beauty you seek. When the magician's sword appears, you are called to cut the cords that bind you to old thought forms and beliefs, or to friends who are not true. With the power of the magician's sword, nothing can stop you, hurt you, or turn you away from the beauty you seek, or the goal you desire with all your heart. The sword is a tool, not a weapon. So make sure you wield it wisely and for the greater good. Find the stuck places where you are kept tethered to a toxic person, a particular location, or a faulty thought or belief, and let that blade do its magic. You have a large endowment of magic available to you when you believe in miracles, but don't look to the heavens to grant you a wish. Look within. Use the magician's sword to cut through limiting beliefs, and remember that all beliefs are limiting, and focus your intention in order to create what you wish. You have all the tools you need for the task at hand. You need only muster the wherewithal to deploy the resources you have. That's what I said. Exactly, with the 9 of Pentacles. And look at all the lotus flowers here. That's you. When the magician's sword appears, it is time to get moving. This is not a tool for contemplation, for gazing at the finely polished edge. It is an instrument calling for decisive action. And remember, the sword is alive with a wisdom you can summon to help you find the best course of action. Do not hesitate. Act. All right, Cancer. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.